A chaotic scene today at the border in El Paso. Video shared by the New York Post shows a group of migrants pushing past Texas National Guard troops and rushing through a razor-wired fence. Texas Governor Greg Abbott says authorities quickly regained control and reinforced the barrier.
This is, as you said, the viral video of the day. It is shocking.
It's news.
Yes, exactly. To see our National Guard get overrun.
What bothers me more than anything going on in our country today is the fact that journalists are no longer living by an oath to do the right thing and report the news. They're not reporting the news. Journalists, by and large, are not reporting the news. I do not want to talk politics because everyone knows, and I've self-admitted this multiple times, that I am not a Republican. I'm not a Democrat. I'm an American, and being that I'm an American, I think I have the right to have concerns in the direction that our country's going. Last Sunday, I said, y'all give me a minute. Let me just walk away from here. Last Sunday, I sat in the parking lot around South Houston, I'll just say South Houston, waiting for Lex's mom to meet us to get my son. And while we were sitting there in the truck, we had windows down, we're sitting there talking, we saw a van pull up, and out of that van, I would say got between maybe 8 to 10 men got out of that van, all carrying lots of bags and luggage and plastic bags, garbage bags, their belongings. They got out and they dispersed. 3 went that way, 3 went that way, and the rest went the different direction. Lex and I sat there, we were talking, and I says, do you know what just happened right there? What do you think just happened? And he knew because where we live, we see this happening all the time. What that was the drop-off of immigrants. I'm sure there are great men and women who are just trying to find a better life for themselves. And they were dropped off there in the same neighborhood where my son lives and sent on their way. We have Uriel out today working with all of the horses, doing the feet. Oh boy, birds do not like that. He's doing all their feet and giving them a little bit of a workout. That looks beautiful. I'm going to walk over and see, but let me keep talking to you while I'm videoing. So, you know, I was talking to my son about the immigrants and kind of the crisis at the border. And what it boils down to, and I'm embarrassed to say this, I hate to admit this, but a lot of folks have no idea of what's going on. Beautiful. It looks great, buddy. Yeah. Yeah, she is. He says that her hair is just looking gorgeous right now. Yeah, she looks good, bud. ¿Y sus pies bien? He said her feet are looking real good. Yeah, she has a lot of energy today, he said. When Jamie's noticed that. Jamie's noticed all the energy that she's had. And so we're really happy that Uriel came out to get on her. Hey, Christmas. No, ma'am. Christmas? No. Yeah, los avatutes no va bien con ella. So we're going to go ahead and take her away from here. Yeah, ella no le gusta. Yeah, she's scared, he said. There goes all the birds. Christmas, you're not going to be a part of that. So, Christmas? Sheesh. I hear horses screaming all over the place. Christmas? No, you're going to stay with me. Chrissy. Ma'am? Poor Crispus, she just wants to be a part of everything. Let me catch my breath. Where was I? Boy, I saw birds running and they were scared and the horse was scared and Crispus is running up and I just like, okay, that's bad. That's a bad combination. I still see our birds running all the way across the pasture. All right, let's get back to what we're talking about. Well, that's the whole thing. Lex was embarrassed. My son, who's 12, was embarrassed because he could not find the right words to say what was on his mind, because he's been conditioned not to want to talk about things, which means he's been conditioned not to be able to share his opinion on things. And friends, listen, there's nothing more un-American than losing your opinion on anything, be it a current event, be it anything to do with, well, social injustice, politics, religion. And I felt bad for my son in the fact that he was struggling, trying to tell me how he felt about the immigration crisis. And then I thought to myself, how sad is that? That here we are, just he and I talking, no cameras, there's no one around, there's no one who's going to judge him. And he was scared to tell me his thoughts on the entire situation with the number of immigrants being dropped off. Whenever I was much younger and I was going through a certain age, I was questioning a lot of things. And my mom would not let us ever question the Bible. We were not allowed to question it. You must live by faith. You live by faith. You stop asking all these questions. You live by faith. And we were scorned to ask questions about things we didn't understand. We were made to feel like we're not as Christian if we tried to ask questions about things that didn't make any sense to us. We were treated like, if you ask a question that just some things just don't add up, shame on you for asking those kinds of questions. And that is the same way that I think that even me, a guy who answers to no one, well, besides you all, but I answer to no one. Yet I too am sometimes questioning what I can and cannot share my opinions on. And they're just my opinions. They're not the law. They're my opinions. And I think that's a really sad world to live in, when you're no longer allowed to have an opinion. And if you do, you better not talk about it. Or if you know what's good for you, you better just hush it up. All right, I come down to check the birds. Everything's fine. They were just not familiar with seeing Stormy coming towards them. It scared them. And this is the first time Uriel's been out. Well, he actually came out the day we had the dentist here, but just to kind of assist the dentist. He's not actually had the horses doing anything with them for a while. And so they're like, what in the world? There's a man riding that horse. He's going to try to ride us next. No, he's not, Tat. No one's going to ride you. Just relax. And Carl, we sure ain't going to ride you. All right, friends. Like I was saying when the video started, man, it just bothers me so bad that journalists are not doing their job. Listen, you can have an opinion, any opinion you want. No one's going to get on to you for your opinion, but don't you think that journalists owe it to us to tell us exactly what's going on? Seriously, do you not think that journalists owe it to us to tell us what's going on? And then you can decide, based on what you feel and how you feel. But it just really chaps me to know that there's so much happening in our country that's being documented and no one has any idea. Many people have no idea. And like I say, there are probably things that happen in your neck of the woods that are that's newsworthy. And yet I have no idea because I'm only being seen and shown bits and pieces of what they want me to see. So, and then I'll say one last thing, then I'll let you go, I promise. It has been theoried and suggested that one of the reasons why they're trying to remove TikTok is that because of the fact that TikTok is not an American-owned company, and that instead, our government cannot control what TikTok allows. We have no say-so. Whereas we kind of, in a way, the government does, in a way, have some control of what Facebook does. You all saw Zuckerberg in front of the grand jury not too long ago as they were grilling him. And we know that YouTube is also accountable in front of Congress. Yet you can't pull anybody from TikTok because they, in fact, are not an American-owned company. I don't know, y'all. It's really weird and really scary. I got some packages to take home. I should have brought the tractor down with me because I sure might be able to carry all of this. Anyway, I would love to hear your thoughts on everything that has to do with not so much politics, but can we talk about and focus on the news sources, journalists, news sources, what we're seeing, what we're not seeing. Because I think that in this day and age that we live in, knowledge is power. We need to know what's going on around us. And unfortunately, most of us don't. And that's no matter what news source you listen to. You're only being shown what they want you to see. And you're not being shown things that are pretty darn newsworthy. All right.
Don't let your troubles fester. Come watch Longhorn Lester.
Yeah, something like that.